Hello there. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective. Christmas is that time of year. That's right, we're talking about the Christmas episode, Lexmas, which is known as a fan favorite episode, but I do have my issues with it. And so I decided, since it's a Christmas episode, and since I forgot to even drink any eggnog for the Christmas reviews, sorry about that, bottoms up then. See, I had to clean this out because it was sitting, couldn't find it. It was hidden behind someone. I had collected dust. I had to soak it for a while. And I did it all before I started recording the Christmas reviews. I had it sitting in the strainer and forgot to use it. So, and in case you're wondering what happened to me yesterday, because I said I was going to come back, well, as you can see, I'm in the process of rearranging stuff. Yep. And I was trying to get it done yesterday. Tried to get at least first part of it. I got the table cleared off. But I got movies like right here stacked up now, but I can order ready to go on that shelf. So, yeah. I think I'm pretty much done. Oh, shit. It's a good thing I noticed these. Hold on. There's a whole... Two more... Another stack of movies that need to go on that shelf. And I don't think I'm done looking at other stuff either. Let's put these down here. I already started alphabetizing the stack. Now I gotta redo it again. Great. So, get in the center, you fuck. So, what is this episode about? Lex gets shot and ends up in a coma where he dreams himself and Lana are married with one child named Alexander, or Alex, and another child on the way. Yeah. And we can't go back and forth between this dream world and what's going on in the real world. Yeah, you gotta do that because I don't know. I haven't watched the episodes, but I don't think that Rosenbaum's gonna like the Santa Claus plot in this. But yeah. So we start in some alleyway where Lex is meeting some shady, scrupulous guy trying to, what he says, open a grenade on Jonathan Kent. So, did I miss something in the last episode where they said he definitively was running? I don't remember hearing that yet, man. Maybe I missed it. I don't know, but yeah. So he is running. He's running. So, talking to this guy in the middle of an alleyway because this guy don't make house calls apparently. Although, after seeing how this episode ends, I'm pretty sure they only did this show so he could get shot. So he says, "Find me anything you want or anything you can, and bring it to me." And so, just as he's getting ready to leave, two people show up, hoodlums, ready to rob him. One of which is played by Jorge Vargas Jr., who you may know as Blake from Power Rangers Ninja Storm, and he was in one episode of Stargate SG-1, one of the early ones. The one where, like, the women, they went to the planet where the women are shit. No, the women aren't shit. Where the women were more prominent than the men. I think it was the episode. I think he was in that one. And also, Are You Afraid of the Dark Tale of Night Shift? One of my personal favorites. He was Felix in that episode. Yep, he gets a one little scene here where he robs Lex Luthor. So, at first I'm thinking, was this a setup for him to be shot? At first I'm like, oh, well, Lionel set this up or something. But no, it's just two people robbing him. He's like, Give me the watch. As he goes to do that, she shoots him twice. Once in the back, once in the chest and leaves him lying there. And then as soon as he hits the ground, he wakes up in bed with Lana, and there's a little kid there named Alexander, which is their son, and she's pregnant. And he's very confused as to what's going on. And he gets a visit from the ghost of his mother, who tells him that this is the world that he could have. And then we cut to a shot of him laying in the street, and I didn't notice it before, but I noticed it this time watching it. They stole his car. They stole his car. He's just laying there in the middle of the street. I'd like to know where they found him, but yeah. So the B plot of this episode that's in the real world. Yeah, it's weird because it goes between Lex's coma dream and the real world. So Clark is spending his first Christmas with Lana, but then Chloe calls that she has a problem. She needs a bunch of presents delivered before a certain time. But they act like this is Clark has to be Santa Claus to sneak into people's houses and drop them off. And I'm like, wait, what kind of organization organizes that? Hey, we're going to come by in the middle of the night in your house like Santa does. And we're going to drop things. No, I don't know. I thought maybe he was delivering them to some orphanage or a shelter or something. But he's legitimately delivering them to other people's houses. He even meets a little boy who's like, "Who are you?" "I'm Santa Claus." "No, you're not." "Yeah, I'm just a new improved version." "No, you're not, because who's that?" And there's a drunk Santa Claus on the roof. I'll just go through this B plot. They have a conversation where Clark basically cheers this Santa up, and then he almost falls off the roof, and Clark uses his super speed to save him, and he's like, "Ho, ho, ho, holy crap!" And then this Santa Claus shows up at where Chloe is, reveals he's the real Santa Claus, and takes all the presents. Clark doesn't really believe it, but you know, that's why I think only Rosenbaum's gonna like that part of the episode. It'd be too fantastical for him, and the show that's lovely now, fantastical. This is the first episode of the show where there's not actually a villain or any kind of thing, obstacle for Clark to get over. So they give him that little thing. No, he's the star, he's got to do something. This is a Lex-focused episode. In the dream, we find out that Lex has no more money because he left the Luthor Corp business. So he's on a budget. Clark and Chloe are cool with him. And what's more is he ended up going to a Christmas party at the Kents. And the Kents are fine. And he's going to be given the Kansas Humanitarian Award, Kansas Humanitarian of the Year Award. First of all, he's not from Kansas, but like, I figure if you getting one specifically labeled Kansas Humanitarian Award, you have to be from Kansas. He's not actually, I mean, he lives there now, I guess, but yeah. But yeah, and there's a scene that establishes that he is separated from his dad because he gets a corporate Christmas gift. It's a popcorn tin. And having gotten those as corporate Christmas gifts from my job, I can tell you that's exactly what you get. But we also got a gift card to, like, it was Shopko at one point, then Walmart, and they just gave us nothing now. I got that bag last year. That's it, nothing. I looked through the bag, see there's like a card in there. No, they're getting cheaper. It's just a bag. My name's on it. Whoopie-doo, Bezo. But it's nice. It's a decoration. I don't use it. It hangs on that door. That's it. That's all you guys ever seen do is hang on that door. That's all it ever does is hang on that door. It's a decoration, you know? I don't use it. But yeah, I've been given just the popcorn tins as a Christmas gift. It's a corporate Christmas gift, you know. They give them out in bulk. It's easy to buy, you know. But in a drive-thru, I'm stuck in the drive-thru. I don't know, something popped up, but yeah, that corporate gift. This is where he starts to realize that, you know, he's separated from his dad or whatever. It does come back. I feel like the ending to this coma dream goes against everything that he's trying to be shown by his mom's ghost. Like, this is a wonderful life. This could be what you have. And then, like, in the contrast, what it's ripping off here, or paying tribute to, whatever, It's a Wonderful Life. George Bailey's life is so great in that world that he wants to make sure it's, so terrible in that world. And realize he done so many great things for great people that he wants to have that good life. Where here, you're showing him how good his life could be. Why do they then have to go downhill? And the only thing I can think of is they go downhill because Lex Luthor has to become evil. So they can't change him, because if they do, it changes the lore. Not that they care about any of the lore in this fucking show, because they throw it out the window real quick once Miles and Al leave the show. There's a lot of care taken into these first 5 seasons. But as soon as Miles and Al leave the show, Al and Miles leave the show, everyone's just like, let's just do everything Superman. Lois Lane was the only thing I think I can blame Al and Miles. Al and Miles. By the way, Lois not in this episode either, which is weird, because where's she going? I don't know. Where's she at? She's not even at the Kent's party later. Huh. I don't know. But, so, speaking of which, when they're going Christmas tree shopping, him and little Alexander, they run into Clark and Chloe. Chloe wrote a book that exposed Luthor Corp. Yeah, that's probably why his dad doesn't like him. And, because he ratted out everything. And everyone's happy. Clark and Chloe walk away together. Are they a couple here? Because it would make sense. She knows his secret. He can be himself with her. Lana's with Lex. Unless he is with Lois. Which, by this point in the series, they don't have an attraction to each other, really. Other than, she saw his everything. But, I almost said, like, Pax, but, like, yeah, she saw his butt and everything. And it's Pikachu. But, yeah. Sorry, my nose is messing with me. So, as hinted, it doesn't go the way it should. In this future, though, Jonathan is a state senator. Happily living his life as a state senator. I'm not ready. Oh, I'm not ready. But Lana goes into labor. She gives birth to a little girl, which they named Lillian, or Lily, after his mom, of course. And then she starts to hemorrhage. And she's going to die. And so he knows this expert surgeon. Because in the real world, I forgot to mention this, Lex has been sent to the hospital. They found his body. Right? He's at Metropolis General now. And he's stable, but they don't anything. Then Lionel comes in. And he says, I have an expert. No, he's in Smallville General. Which is weird. Because he wasn't in Smallville. He was in Metropolis, right? Because it's the same hospitals that they use for Smallville General. Continuity error there. I mean, I guess they do have alleyways and... I don't know. But he gets helicopter lifted to a specialist, Dr. Scanlon. That's right. Named after Tim Scanlon, one of the producers of the show, or a writer or something like that. I don't know. I see the name pop up. There's also another Dr. Litvak, named after another Litvak who's also a writer or a producer on the show. So, John Litvak? I don't remember. But yeah, so he gets this surgery done. They say that because they said that Lex will survive, but he's going to be paralyzed. Lionel wanted to keep up the British end, or keep appearances. Keep up appearances is what I should say. Says, no, my son is going to walk, and takes him to the specialist in Metropolis. Ironically, within the dream is the same professional, that specialist, that he wants to get his dad to help Lana. But because he cut ties with Lionel, Lionel is now a ruthless corporate businessman, which is not the way he was going at all. And it is kind of out of character for Lionel at this point, at least. Early Lionel, yes. Now, no. He's an emissary of Jor-El. He's connected to Clark. He wouldn't just go back to being ruthless businessman. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. But it has to happen for this ending to happen. So, the surgery works, and Lex pulls through. Lana does die in the dream, but Lex pulls through. He does blame his mom's ghost. Like, hey, how come I can't have this? You said this was a good life. This is a good life. Not without Lana. Blah, blah, blah. So, he wakes up, and then he used the pot calling the kettle black. He yells at his dad for making the decision to send him to the specialist for a procedure that could have killed him. Lionel does the same exact thing at the beginning of season 2 when he forces Lionel to get the surgery to fix for his face, and he ends up blind. If that ain't the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is. But yeah, and then the guy from the beginning shows up, and Lex decides the way he wants to have the happy ever after, and the way for him to do it is money and power. Two things that Lana doesn't care about, but okay. Because you've seen in your dream that throwing everything away will show Lana just how human you are and how down to earth and a good person you are. Money and power does not a good person make. No. But I don't know. I never liked this ending, to be honest. I always felt that it's more of a it has to end this way sort of thing. In my opinion, he would have woken up just after she gave birth and thought, but they had to show that downer. Well, his dad's not gonna do it. No, blah blah blah. Nah, to me, this is a perfectly round episode, but you have to have him go dark side, or he's not Lex Luthor. There's so many things within this show where they have to have Lex take the low road because he's gonna be Lex Luthor. Otherwise, everything will be hunky dory. Like here, he could give up the election, and he'd have everything he wanted. The Kents accept him. Clark's his friend. He's got Lana. Everybody likes him. But he can't. Not because he wants to, be able to save Lana. But because he's Lex Luthor. And the writers can't have him actually do this stuff. Which is why we only see the alternate version there. So, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but yeah. The Santa Claus stuff in this is fine. It's a little too cliched at this point, I think. I mean, at this point when the episode came out, maybe not, but by now, almost 20 years later, Jesus Christ. It's a little bit cliche. But I think it's a decent episode. It's one that I was, looking forward to rewatching again, because it's one I like to watch. Especially around Christmas time, so here we go. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.